All right, we are live. Welcome back to the Clear Cryptos YouTube channel. Big breaking news today that, man, we've been waiting for something like this. We talk about the institutional money all the time, Austin, how much is sitting on the sidelines. It looks like we've got some institutional money going to be getting into crypto by way of BlackRock and Coinbase partnering up, and we're going to jump into it in this one. What are your thoughts on this, just at a high level, Austin? I'm going to pull up a couple articles and some tweets, and we'll break it down.
At a high level, this is surprising to me. I wasn't. What does he say? He's at the actual barbershop. All right, cool.
Who's that?
I need to go again, man. This is out of control. All right, make sure you get it cut right there, Hobbs. This is surprising to me. I was really not expecting. Okay. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and then I'll walk it back. I was really not expecting anybody to really do this early without, regulation. But BlackRock is kind of the exception to the rule. They are so big, so massive. I think that they can move the needle. And I think by BlackRock doing this, it's sending a message, I think, to the governmental powers that be to say, all right, well, wait a minute. And it's also sending a message to other institutions out there that you don't want to be left behind, But I guess the question I have for you back is, I'm going to say this, what am I trying to say to you? A lot of institutions will not get into crypto yet because isn't there like regulations around that they can't represent because crypto is not a security or it's not. I mean, isn't there, because you and I have had friends who can't really, like, literally their money managers, they can't talk about crypto.
Yeah, for sure. I've got a couple friends who work in the traditional finance side of things, and they're not allowed to be invested in crypto and or talk about it. Now, I think a lot of people, get into crypto in one way or another. But yeah, it's kind of a weird spot. But maybe that is going to be shifting because of this big news. Right. So here it is right here. BlackRock to offer crypto for institutional investors through Coinbase Prime. By the way, make sure you guys hit that like button on your way in. Subscribe to the channel. Share this with a friend. This is big stuff. So this news came out a few days ago that that Coinbase Prime, which was still in beta for a long time, they were going to be offering institutional investors the ability to get into crypto. Then this comes out that they're partnering with BlackRock. Makes sense. So,
well, I'm going to ask the question, what is Coinbase Prime? I have a Coinbase account. What is Prime? I mean, I have a Coinbase account. I have Coinbase One support. I have to pay for support. Not happy about that, but I do. What is Coinbase Prime?
At a high level, I know that it's the service provided for institutional investors. And during beta, they had 9,000 different institutions basically sitting idle, ready to go. 9,000 institutions ready to invest. So now this is going to make it possible.
But hold on, I'm just make sure I'm understanding. I get that, but is this like, can you and I as a retail investor get access? Let's say BlackRock comes up with this, this crypto product that they're going to sell via Coinbase Prime, right? Am I missing, if I'm understanding this correctly?
So
then do I buy? Then can I buy then into that? Like, I think of it as like a mutual fund or an ETF or something. Am I not thinking of it the right way?
So I just pulled it up here. So Coinbase Prime is an integrated solution that provides secure custody, an advanced trading platform, and Prime services so you can manage your crypto assets in one place. So I think it's for custodians.
Probably have to have a certain amount of money in the account, that kind of deal.
Yeah,
to qualify for it. But isn't the BlackRock scenario really, at the end of the day, BlackRock is going to bundle up or create some type of a crypto product, air quotes intended, that then they're going to sell in Coinbase Prime? That's what when I read that article, or when I saw it come across, I'm like, okay, that's kind of what I felt like it was going to be. Is that not what it? Let me see.
So here we go. They've BlackRock's formed a partnership with publicly traded crypto exchange Coinbase, which, by the way, Coinbase stock on the rise today, to make crypto directly available to institutional investors. Mutual customers of Coinbase and BlackRock's investment management platform, Aladdin, will have access to crypto trading, custody, prime brokerage, and reporting capabilities, according to the post that came out. So
it's a marriage. So BlackRock customers can now buy crypto because of the relation. Now I get it.
Yes.
Okay. And probably the other way, Coinbase Prime customers get access to BlackRock's, their financial products. Now I get it. Okay. That makes sense.
Exactly. That's a good way to look at it. It's a marrying of the two, BlackRock and Coinbase. And I think there were talks about the Coinbase Pro, and I don't want to misspeak here, but I think Coinbase Pro
is going away.
It's going away, and I think this is the new alternative. I think.
Well, the Coinbase Pro at the end of the day was just because I never did it. I thought about doing it. It was a way to do. I always thought of it, Zach, as more of like for active traders, right? It's the way you could put an order in and you're calling your price and things of that nature, right? It was more of an active trader platform. Yeah.
But I think, though, to your earlier point, I'm pretty sure you had to have a certain amount of money, similar to probably this situation in Coinbase Pro.
I never used Pro, but it wasn't that stringent. This, to me, Prime, and notice that I don't know if they even Coinbase Prime, I don't know if they talk about like how much you have to have. Does anybody out there, Glenn, do y'all know, Glenn's here, by the way, does anybody know what you've got to have to qualify for Coinbase Prime? That would be the $64 million question.
Well, we can see
Pro was a more advanced platform, worked well, actually. Yeah. So Luxside says he used Pro. There was no money requirement. Yeah, there was no money requirement for Pro. It was just you used it. And remember, Zach, back in the day, Coinbase Pro traders had access to, or had earlier access to new tokens coming onto the Coinbase platform because they onboarded them through Pro first.
Yep. I'm trying to get to see if there is like a limit you need in order to kind of get an account here, or
see, this makes sense. This deal makes sense. This is a really good thing. I think this is a good thing for Coinbase, right? It's also, my original statement still stands. I think this is a shot across the bow to other institutions out there. Hey, this is something we're doing. We're leading the edge. We're partnering now with Coinbase, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, this is big. I mean, Pompliano's chiming in here too. Pomp's big on Twitter. Actually heard him talk at the Bitcoin Miami event. Really, really, really smart guy. BlackRock is partnering with Coinbase to increase the institutional adoption of Bitcoin. It is not often that you live through the birth and scaling of a new multi-trillion-dollar asset class.
I would agree.
Yeah, big time. There's been a lot of chatter on Twitter about it too. We can probably see a couple other prominent people here talking about this. Blockworks covering it. Breaking: Coinbase partners with BlackRock to offer crypto services to institutions. Let's see here. Of course, Watcher Guru, they were covering it. Here's David Gokhshtein. Coinbase partnering with BlackRock. What update would you like to see? That's Coinbase wallet.
But do you see what David said? Should I say how I really feel about this? Classic David comment, man. Speaking of that, I know we're gonna have a few people here, but you're literally gonna be on with David in like 40 minutes on your channel.
Yeah. If you guys want to come over and join us, that'd be awesome. We're gonna be talking about Shiba Inu and just the overall crypto market. I'm pretty sure this will come up too. Now I have questions after that tweet. So yeah, definitely come on over and join us over there. 1 o'clock Eastern, about 40 minutes from now. We'll be talking SHIB, and he's interested to find more out about SHIB. So that'll be a fascinating conversation.
David, it's so funny. David knows about SHIB. He's very active and vocal about SHIB. He likes it. So it's funny, like you would think he could watch one video, yours or mine, and go, well, I now know everything, pretty much what I need to know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I think we forget though. We cover it so much. Yeah. Like we're like in it. You know what I mean? And like, I think people at a high level, they understand SHIB, but like, all the things going on. I mean,
Yeah.
the burns, the metaverse. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's going to be more like a conversation. It's not going to be like a stringent, structured interview. We're just gonna talk shop and kind of see what his thoughts are on it, and
Yeah,
it'll be fun. So, but yeah, this is go ahead.
Bring it up about let him. I bet you he's heard of Clear too. We'll see what his opinion is on Clear. I mean,
yeah,
talk about
I'm definitely going to talk to him about Clear Cryptos off the air. I'm going to try to find a way to integrate it into the stream without it being like too shameless of a plug. I'm going to find a way to, just kind of
just say
it in there.
We're going to talk about this. That's funny.
But everybody here, thanks so much for joining us. We're talking about the big news story of the day, Coinbase BlackRock partnering up. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out all the links, too. You're going to want to be in the Discord as well. And over on Twitter, a lot of big news coming for Clear Cryptos. Let's see what the latest is. Here, let me actually type in Coinbase for BlackRock and BlackRock. Because I always get fascinated, Austin, to see what other people are saying. Big people in the space. Not a lot of prominent. Here we go. Top, actually. That's what I needed to do. Yeah, CoinDesk covering it, of course. Here we go. What's Coin Bureau saying? Despite what you think of the BlackRock Coinbase partnership, it's a big deal for institutional access to Bitcoin. I talked about Aladdin and what it could mean to include BTC in a vid that I did a few months ago. So there it is down below. So Coin Bureau's thinking it's a big deal.
Yeah, but also look at the title of that video. BlackRock controls it all. You cannot ignore. BlackRock is such an insanely large organization, to say the least.
So what? Here's a question for you. What negatives do you see of this, if any?
I mean, at a high level, I don't see any negatives. I mean, the only negative I would see is somebody's perception of Coinbase or somebody's perception of BlackRock. And that's like, of their personal opinion about those two respective organizations. If you take that and go, all right, set it aside for a minute and just say, hey, we what do we always talk about, Zach? We want crypto to get bigger. And so I think we all agree that to do that, we need institutional money. We need the traditional institutional money to flow in. I think that this is the beginning, not even the beginning. This is just a step in that direction, and you will see more of this. I'm just surprised at the timing of this and how fast this have come. I would have, this would have came in say Q3 or Q4, maybe more Q4, probably wouldn't have surprised me as much. To me, this just shows that they're getting out in front of it and really starting to do it. But let's talk about what it is, right? It is a marriage of the two to cross-sell their respective products. Makes sense on that level.
What do you think is more important? And I know this is kind of a difficult question because I think they're both important. But do you think it's more important to get widespread adoption from institutions, or do you think it's more important to get widespread adoption from retail investors?
That's a very good question. Obviously, the easy answer is both. I think what it really comes down to is well, here's my real answer. What I really think is that you have a huge amount, and I'm talking about billions of people worldwide that have a certain amount of money or monies in some type of an institution, the Fidelities, the Schwabs, the BlackRocks of the world, right? So I think that and a lot of those people do not pay attention on a daily level. They're not out watching and looking and things like that. They literally have somebody else managing their money. So you know where I'm going with it. So if we've got to get the advisors in those respective companies to be able to go, hey, Austin, I want to talk to you about crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. You need to be maybe looking at holding some of that, et cetera. That's going to be the open the flow. But I think for that to happen at a really high level, I think that's after regulation.
I like it.
That's my answer. So.
I like it. Glenn's chiming in. He's saying, I am talking to Ray, Dave's partner, at 2 p.m. today. So that's perfect. Right after. So I'm definitely going to say that, hey, I heard your partner has a big meeting today. You're going to want to stay locked in with Clear Cryptos.
Yeah.
Love to have David on board in some capacity. He's great with the Twitter spaces. He's got a really strong community. very knowledgeable in the crypto game too. And
you know what I like about David? I like that he digs in. I like that David asks. He gets in and he looks under the the hood, if you will, right? I love that about David and his East Coast style of who he is. I'm a fan. It's not who I am. I'm classic kind of barely have a pulse Texas guy down here, but I like David's style. I think he's good.
Definitely, man. Yeah, he's good for the space, and he's brought just his team has brought a lot of insights and a lot of people, quite frankly, to crypto. And I like, the other thing I like about David is that he doesn't only subscribe to like one narrative. He doesn't only look at Bitcoin as the answer. He's open to looking at DeFi. He understands that, Bitcoin is a really, really solid asset, right? I mean, you can't really argue that, but it has limitations. And there are other protocols out there. There are other DeFi projects out there that will be doing great things as well. So I always like people who can see beyond just Bitcoin and, get away from that narrowed mindset of it's Bitcoin versus everybody else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the interview he did with BitBoy talking about, that just came out today talking about, Bitcoin maximalists and just, and why do we have to be that? Why can't we be, just pro crypto, right? And so, I mean, I'm going to watch because I've always been really curious about his interest and faith in Shiba Inu. And you guys know me. This is not me throwing shade on Shib. I cover it every day. I love Shib. But for a guy like that, I'm always kind of like, I really want to know, where does that come from? And it probably is part, Zach, would you think? It may be part of that narrative. It's like, I like Ethereum. I like Bitcoin. I like Shiba Inu. Very similar to you and I,
For sure. Yeah. We don't pigeonhole ourselves into one asset. I mean, what Cardano's doing is different than what Ethereum's doing. What Shib is doing is different than what Bitcoin is doing, and so on and so forth, right? And what Clear Cryptos is doing is different than anybody else, right? And what they're building. So we're getting a lot of new people coming to the channel, which we appreciate that. Make sure you're subscribed. We've got a really nice following going over here on Twitter. Make sure you're locked into the Discord. Some really big things are coming with Clear Cryptos. Can't wait to get down to Daytona, where Clear Cryptos will have a huge presence there at the NASCAR event down in Daytona Beach, Florida, coming up at the end of the month as well. And there's going to be a lot more to talk about in the coming weeks and months with Clear and all of the things that they are building. And, I think, Austin, we use the term maybe somewhat loosely sometimes, and it's that revolutionary word, right? Mm-hmm. But this is truly revolutionary and on multiple fronts. You want to speak to that?
I mean, again, right, what Clear is going to do is going to take everybody by storm in a positive way. There is so much, it's so big. It is, and that's all we really can talk about right now. It'll be awesome to be able to start talking about more and more as we get a little bit closer. But it always comes back to me that they have this extremely grand vision. And by the way, Clear's been in development for years. This is not something that just started a month ago. So, I know people like, well, it's just it was now time to start, spreading the word, right? But the tech and the development has been, this is a multi-year project. And so with that said, the goal is real simple for me. The goal for them is, the goal that Clear has is to make crypto better, safer. Oh, by the way, to bring more people into crypto, instead, go try to get the 95% that are not in. You can stop there as far as I'm concerned and go, all right, that's a pretty insane utility. And by the way, that's just one little bitty slice of the utility that is going to also be coming in addition to that. So, Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. So.
I like this question right here on their website. What if there were a clear path to democratize simple, safe, and credible access to the wide world of crypto for anyone? And I think you're hitting on that too, Austin. Like, one of the biggest hurdles is the accessibility, the education, right? The big learning curve for so many people to make that jump over the hurdle, if you will. And Clear Cryptos is going to make it easy. So when you talk about that 95% of people outside of crypto, a lot of the reasons are because they're unaware. They kind of have their mind made up on like that crypto is not for them. And there aren't a lot of companies out there actually really actively trying to change that.
Like there are none. Well, I mean, there are a few, but none. Not that nobody with that's part of their clear guiding principles is to do what you just highlighted there: a clear path to democratize, simple, safe, and access.
Yeah, like so many people like say, "Hey, we need to get more people in," but they're not really actively doing anything to change that, right? They just keep saying, "Yeah, we need mass adoption. We need to get this thing rolling," but nobody really has a solution. Well, Clear Cryptos does, and we're going to be talking about that over the next several weeks and several months as well with Clear Crypto. So what do we got? Oh, official pulsifications in the chat. What's up, Nick? What's happening, man?
Is the answer to the BlackRock Coinbase centralized account. Yeah, I know why Glenn's saying that. I'm aware. Definitely join the Discord. I'm not a huge Discord guy, and I mean I'm over there in the Discord all the time, looking at it, going, "Oh, that's cool. That's pretty." So definitely check that out. So yeah, man, I know we only wanted to do 20 minutes, so I know you got to go because you got to get ready for your David discussion. I'm gonna go get popcorn and sit and enjoy the show.
It's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of funny. He was just on a limb. I just responded to something. I think he was talking about SHIB. He's been talking to like a lot about SHIB lately. I'm like, dude, like let's have a conversation. And he was like, let's do it. So it was cool.
You have to talk to him in your announcer voice the whole time. That would really freak him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome to the stage.
That's funny.
David Gokhshtein.
Yeah.
Scott says SEC had their sights set on the centralized exchanges lately. Aggressive financial expansion is a greater counter. This is a really good point. You know, Coinbase needed this. I mean, they've been thrown through the ringer here with the insider trading stuff, the talk about them even perhaps going bankrupt given the bear market. There's been a lot of negative sentiment around Coinbase. So that's a really good point, Scott. I think this kind of flips the script a little bit and could be a really big boost for Coinbase.
I agree. I mean, none of that first part of that sentence has changed. I think the SEC is still going to do their thing. I think the SEC is again out trying to establish its proverbial, regulatory playground, if you will, and they are out there going to continue to rattle the chains. So like right there, Senator Warren's going after centralized exchanges. So I mean, part of the regulatory stuff that we will get to see is how are they going to manage when you're trying to move money off of like a centralized to a decentralized wallet, like MetaMask or whatever it may be, that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's just all going to be wild to see, as you and I've talked about in several videos and a lot of videos. It's like regulation's coming. It's just, and there's going to be some pain points to say the least.
Definitely. 100%. Thanks so much for everybody checking in with us here this afternoon. I didn't know if it was morning or afternoon there for a minute.
It's technically morning. I'm in Dallas. It's 11:30, and then California is barely up, 9:30 ish.
Yep. Austin Zach just sent you the Bloomberg alert on that. Okay, cool. Right. Good stuff. Yeah. Definitely take a look at that. All right, guys. So again, just to highlight what the breaking news was here today. Coinbase selected by BlackRock, providing Aladdin clients access to crypto trading and custody via Coinbase Prime. So we'll, of course, keep tabs on this and bring you up to speed. I haven't seen a timeline on this, like when it goes live. I know Coinbase Prime has been in beta for a little while, so I'm sure we'll have some more updates on that, and we'll bring you up to speed when we do.
Yep. All right. Well, go get ready for your other thing, man. And I'll definitely be in the wings watching. So it'll be fun.
It's time to go tell David Gokhshtein about Clear Cryptos. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for popping in. Appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one.